here. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the press conference following the Sixth Partnership Council between the EU and the Republic of Armenia. The meeting was chaired by the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Armenia, and the EU delegation was led by the High Representative. High Representative Kallas, Minister Mezioan, and Commissioner Kos will debrief you now on this meeting. Then we'll move on to your questions. High Representative, the floor is yours.
Good day, everybody. Dear Minister, dear Ararat, thank you for being here in Brussels. Today we had very good discussions on many different areas. EU and Armenia cooperation is only getting better with age. Today we adopted a new strategic agenda for the EU-Armenia partnership, and this is a shared ambition to work on many more areas together. This includes your own reforms, including strengthening the rule of law, diversifying and modernizing Armenian economy, but also cooperation regarding the visa liberalization and security, for example. We will also have a meeting together with the 27 foreign ministers already in December, so I'm glad to welcome you back then. And then our focus will be Armenia's resilience and electoral integrity and how we can work together to strengthen both, as you have also elections upcoming. In short, 2025 has been a pivotal year for EU-Armenia relations, but of course also for you, your country itself has been an important year. The initialization of the agreements reached between Armenia and Azerbaijan in August were a real breakthrough. They ended the years-long conflict between your countries, and you have European Union's full support. This is an opportunity for progress, and European Union will do everything to be there for you. Today, I'm pleased to announce 15 million euro towards sustaining peace and a more resilient Armenia. This will fund a variety of initiatives, including demining training and equipment, as well as regional confidence-building measures. In parallel, Armenia, of course, faces other challenges. Russia and its proxies are already ramping up disinformation campaigns in Armenia ahead of the next year's parliamentary election. We see the same networks that we saw deployed in Moldova that were active, so the playbook is identical. Our EU funding will also cover detection, analysis, and response to foreign interference. Marta can also go into more detail on that. What more can European Union do in order to support Armenia in this regard? As we learned in Moldova, countering foreign interference requires the whole of society approach, and we were happy to hear from you as well that this is the case in Armenia. Active civil society and free, independent media are really essential. Let us be clear, you are not facing these challenges alone. We are here to provide active support. So, dear Ararat, thank you for being here with us today. Thank you for the discussions, and I'm really looking forward to also hosting you in Brussels in December. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Minister.
Madam High Representative, Madam Commissioner, dear colleagues, media representatives, I would like to thank Madam High Representative Kallas and Madam Commissioner Kos for hosting us in Brussels today and for the excellent organization of this very productive meeting. Dear colleagues, looking back at the time since our last meeting in this format, I would like to emphasize that it has been a remarkable time for our partnership, marked by milestone developments. While the CEPA, the Comprehensive and Enhanced Partnership Agreement, has been serving as a strong legal foundation for the EU-Armenia partnership, we have developed our relations far beyond CEPA, enriching them with new dimensions. What is remarkable is that The natural pace of the development of our relations and the new milestones we achieve sometimes exceeds our ability to formalize and incorporate them into our broader agenda. Throughout this process, we appreciated the EU's readiness to deepen our partnership through enabling specific items in its toolbox, including some designed for the EU candidate states. This is a reflection of the mutual political commitment and interest, as well as Armenia's ambitions, aspirations, and indicates when it comes to our shared priorities. So I want to go into several aspects of the most tangible joint deliverables. First, with the aim of reaching concrete results for our citizens, we jointly launched the visa liberalization dialogue and see the progress, including through the action plan. Upon the implementation of the benchmarks, we will ensure enhanced mobility. Committed to reforms, we rely on the support of the EU and member states as we talk towards the final visa-free travel. Second, enhanced cooperation in the defense and security areas. Armenia received the first batch of assistance under the European Peace Facility to look into new horizons for cooperation. During HRVP Kala's visit to Armenia, we launched the security and defense consultations. We also signed, and today we have already announced the ratification of the Framework Participation Agreement on Armenia's joining the EU CSDP crisis management missions. Of course, the effective functioning of the EU civilian mission in Armenia is an important pillar of our cooperation. Third, economy and reforms. The Resilience and Growth Plan is of paramount importance for accelerating the reform agenda, enhancing sectoral cooperation, and scaling up the investments in key strategic areas. We remain confident that our continued partnership will further strengthen Armenia's resilience, including through the new engagements to counteract hybrid threats and continuously strengthen democratic institutions. Fourth, connectivity. It is already well acknowledged that Armenia's vision for better regional connectivity, the crossroads of peace, is not only fully in line with EU's Global Gateway and Black Sea strategy, but plays an important part in the respective connectivity chain. Thus, today we looked into both concrete projects and the prospects of wider unblocking of regional infrastructure, which can be a game changer, as highlighted by the President von der Leyen earlier this year. Among other initiatives, we touched upon the active work towards the realization of Trip Road project. Here I should underline that the agreements of the August 8th Washington Peace Summit have created unprecedented opportunities and momentum. Further potential steps, including the opening of the Armenian-Turkish border and the advancement of major infrastructure projects, could significantly transform the economic and political architecture of the entire region. Dear colleagues, all of these have prepared the groundwork for what we achieved today. A few minutes ago, we adopted a new Armenia-EU strategic agenda, complementing the SIPA and elevating our partnership agenda to a strategic level. And this is absolutely not the end of our ambition. As you are aware, Armenia's parliament adopted in March the law launching the accession process of Armenia to the European Union. The message from today's meeting is clear. Armenia-EU partnership is entering a new and more ambitious phase, with a shared vision and shared responsibility to further deliver meaningful results for our citizens. The first ever Armenia-EU summit to take place on 5th of May 2026, back-to-back with the 8th European Political Community Summit in Yerevan, will be yet another remarkable occasion. So we look forward to welcoming you in Yerevan. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Kos.
Dear Kaya, it's always good to take care about one country together with you. And dear Minister, dear Ararat, you could see now how goal-oriented he is, 1, 2.3, and so on. So yes, this is how we work together, and thank you to both of you. And a warm welcome to journalists from Armenia. Good to see you again after yesterday. You are here for the whole week, so please do your job. We need you. Why? especially because EU-Armenia relations are strong and are getting stronger, as we have heard from the minister. We have so much in common, and there is so much to do in enhancing our resilience and democracy and preserving peace. Today, as we have heard, we adopted a new strategic agenda which reflects this special momentum in our bilateral relations. We have heard also that we are working together on bringing visa-free travel to Armenia. We witnessed the handover of the visa liberalization action plan last month, and why is this so important? There are so many Armenians living in Europe, and we want to make it easier for you people to travel to Europe, to visit relatives, to come as tourists, and also to come as friends. And we are growing together economically with the Global Gateway Program, with our Resilience and Growth Plan. And the first stage of implementation focused mainly on refugees from Nagorno-Karabakh. And our assistance will now continue to target joint priority areas, trade diversification, very important for your country, visa liberalization, and socio-economic resilience. At the same time, we are building stronger transport, digital, and energy links. I have just returned from Tashkent in Uzbekistan to discuss how we can improve trade routes between Europe and Central Asia. Armenia is a central actor in this inclusive regional connectivity. The historic Washington Agreement has brought peace and the prospect of closer cooperation. We commend both sides for their leadership. Without you, this wouldn't be possible. We also see cooperation in strategic sectors such as energy, mobility, and digital infrastructure as a contribution to peace and stability, meaning that peace and stability through shared interest and cooperation, that is also the path Europe took in the post-war years. It didn't start with the political community, it started with steel and coal. The European Union stands ready to support you in practical implementation of your peace agreement and to support Armenia in the operationalizing the crossroads of peace. In June, as we all know, Armenia will hold parliamentary elections. This will be crucial for domestic stability and your reform. You can count on our help in defense of electoral processes. Everywhere, not just in Armenia, democracies are increasingly coming under threat, and we need to work together to counter disinformation, support civil society. We agreed on this today, independent media, and reinforce democratic institutions before they come under pressure. This is why, and this is new, we have allocated €5 million to step up regional cooperation in the neighborhood east and support civil society and independent media, including ahead of the elections in Armenia, to detect, monitor, and countering disinformation. So in the coming year, we will have many opportunities to make our ties even stronger. In March, our Commissioner for Migration and Security, Mr. Brunner, will visit your country. A bit later, I will come there, and of course, we have heard there will be important summits held in Yerevan. And of course, then in October, you will set the stage for the global biodiversity discussions of COP17. Congratulations, dear Armenians, for everything what you have achieved. I'm looking forward for even stronger cooperation in the future.
Thank you very much, Commissioner. We'll take a couple of questions. Yes, please.
Thank you. I am Artak Khulian from RFRL's Armenian service. My question is for High Representative. Madam High Representative, what specific needs has Armenia presented in the field of defense and security, and what type of cooperation and funding does this imply? Could you give us more details? Does this also include possible support in armaments, ammunition? Yeah.
Thank you for your question. We have discussed helping in border management, also demining activities that are related to the previous conflicts and the security, demining training, also giving equipment regarding demining, and of the tools that we also discussed, countering the disinformation campaigns that are going on and are intensifying. Then this is also the toolbox that we had in Moldova that also Armenia is interested in. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Report News Agency, Azerbaijan. Minister, I have 3 questions for each of you. But sorry. Yeah, Minister, what are the chances of signing peace agreement between Azerbaijan and Armenia next year? And can you outline any expected time frame? HRVP, what concrete steps can the EU take to accelerate the signing of the peace agreement between Armenia and Azerbaijan? And Commissioner, how can the EU support the development of the transport route in the South Caucasus in the context of straightening the middle corridor? Thank you.
Mm-hmm. We'll start probably. So thank you very much for the question. As you are and the whole world is aware, we established peace with Azerbaijan on 8th of August this year by this peace declaration by the leaders of the 2 countries, and this was also witnessed by the President of the United States, President Trump. We have already announced that Armenia is ready to immediately start consultations regarding defining the venue and the date of the signing of the peace agreement. Unfortunately, there is no shared vision, shared perception regarding this. I mean, shared both by Armenia and Azerbaijan. There are different interpretations of this possible event. But once again, I would like to emphasize that we have already established peace. The people of the 2 countries, especially those living in neighboring regions, they do enjoy the peace. Of course, we will continue making efforts towards further institutionalization of this, I mean signing and then further ratification of the peace treaty, peace agreement. Meanwhile, both countries continuously implement steps proving and also strengthening the established peace. We can mention the recent decision by President of Azerbaijan to lift the ban for transport of Armenian goods through the territory of Azerbaijan, and also the statement by the Prime Minister of the Republic of Armenia proving that Armenia is completely ready to facilitate the transit of Azerbaijani goods to Turkey or Turkish goods, I don't know, through to Azerbaijan through the territory of Republic of Armenia. Also, we can mention the recent visits and discussions of representatives of civil societies. We can add to this conversation the recent meeting of the respective border commissions led by the deputy prime ministers of the 2 countries. So lots of things are going on. At the same time, the steps to further institutionalize the peace treaty are to come. Thank you. We can once again reiterate Armenia's commitment to do it immediately.
Thank you. Last question.
Sorry. It was questions for us as well.
Yeah, sorry, High Representative.
Yes. What concrete steps and how can we help? I mean, we were discussing this also. It's in our interest that the normalization of relationships between Armenia, Azerbaijan, but not only, but also Armenia, Azerbaijan, Turkey. It is important for the connectivity, it's important for the prosperity, it's important also for the people in all of these countries. So we were discussing what exact, are the points that we can do. So of course we have the convening power, we have the possibility to meet with all counterparts and raise these issues. We we already had also, the regional forums where we invite everybody to discuss, very concrete steps. Because sometimes it is about little things, whether it's about border crossing openings, whether it's about, connectivity, railways, or energy infrastructure, such steps. But I think we are ready to support the normalization process, and we are doing the reach out also to Azerbaijan and Turkey as well in this regard.
Commissioner?
There is so much we can do on the connectivity agenda in the South Caucasus, but this is only possible because of the peace between your country and Azerbaijan. I just came back from the investment forum in Tashkent when we have been discussing, and I have initiated a special platform where we will connect governments, for international financial institutions and private businesses. We can't do this only by the governments or by the public money. So we have to include the private investors, and they are eager to come. So it is mostly about the diversification on the south flank, meaning, one of the representatives of the European companies told me, just build the infrastructure and then we will do the businesses. We know how to do the businesses, we know how to earn the money, but we need the infrastructure. So this is what we are now offering. So TRIP is one part of this connectivity in the transport, but we have to connect it to the west and to the east. So we are discussing to build a special quadrilateral group, Armenia, Azerbaijan, Turkey, and Europe, to discuss how to do this best. So we have just started in October with the ministerial in Luxembourg. Now with this investment forum in Tashkent, we are here today, and I'm looking forward. It will come more and more and more concrete. I have kindly asked your minister today for a priority list of Armenia. What is the most important or are the most important parts of this transport connectivity agenda, and then we will sit together and see what we can do.
Thank you, Commissioner. Very last question, the lady.
Aravot Daily newspaper, Datvi Karutunyan. My question is for High Representative Kallas. Armenia is deepening its relations with EU, but if Armenia deepens EU integrations, sanctions from Russian side are unavoidable, and if faced alone, maybe Armenia could face economic collapse. I would like to know what concrete support is European Union ready to provide to help Armenia to stand Russian retaliation.
Thank you. We had extensive discussions about these issues today. The world order is clearly changing, and that's why the strategic alignment of the common foreign and security policy for our partners is extremely important, with whom you really are. Right now, also Armenia's alignment is 37%. So yes, the sanctions that we have put on Russia, of course, they are difficult, but we also ask this from our partnership countries because we all want this war to end. I think the effect of this war on all of our economies is big. So that's why we have put the sanctions to end this war, and that's why we also ask our partners to align with them. And that's why we are providing also the possibilities to diversify the trade portfolios so that you are not dependent on Russian economy, really. But this is the world what we see right now, and that's why we are all struggling. But we need to see this war end, and that's why we have the sanctions in place. And if everybody is really implementing the sanctions, there's no circumvention. The sooner we end this war, because one party runs out of means to finance it.
Thank you very much. This concludes our presser. Good afternoon.